Hey guys, welcome back to House of Blackout. Thank you for joining us again. Guys, we were in the Benghazi series, heroes went in and some heroes never made it home. And God bless our ambassador to the embassy and the rest of our soldiers who died in that battle at Benghazi with no support, and our heroes that made it back home who has to live with knowing, it's hard for them to think of themselves as heroes when they lost brothers in battle. We sit back here and say, oh, they're heroes, they saved Americans' lives. Yeah. What about their brothers that they lost in front of them while saving the Americans' lives? Guys, when they left the compound to be rescued there in Benghazi, finally, after all that time of battling, they got to the airstrip and the plane was there, and the soldiers loaded up the Americans, the Americans that they saved, aboard the plane, and they stayed behind with their brothers covered on the ground. They waited on a plane. One thing they didn't stress in the movie, that the plane that flew the Americans out was not American. Our country didn't even provide an airplane for the rescued Americans to come out of Benghazi. And our soldiers, being soldiers, made sure they were on the plane, out of there, still protecting, and they waited on the second plane, which never was to arrive. Yeah, I said it. Which never was to arrive. They had to pay a C-130, a Libyan aircraft. They actually had to pay to get them to fly them and their brothers out to another airport, or an airstrip. You would think after 13 hours of battle that our country would at least send planes in to rescue. At least go to the airstrip, Nah, it wasn't that way. That was a Libyan C-130 that flew our fallen brothers and the heroes that came back and all the Americans out. And this all turned out to be nothing but a controversy, political careers over guns and missiles, and I guess the saddest part is when these guys made it back, as you've seen in the picture, as Chris and his brothers made it back, only to be taken in and dismissed for scandal, cover-up. And you people that doubt the political system about the hard drives being erased, the Hillary Clinton issue, The investigation on Benghazi over the missiles and armor and everything else that happened, including the death of our embassy ambassador. Mysteriously, all the hard drives and information on this was destroyed. And this didn't come from politics. This come directly from the people who actually, because the evidence was in there. What you believe is what you believe. Politics, that's up to you. You believe what you want to believe. I know what I believe. And I believe that there was a cover-up. A lot of American lives were lost over political careers. Money, guns, and missiles. And I wouldn't even doubt that one of the missiles was a Stinger missile. You know, the corrupt part of our leaders. It's hard to tell what was involved in all that. But all I can tell you is when you watch the movie 13 Hours, when they run into the cash dump and they find the cash dump, use your own opinion. Imagine what was being written on them boxes. The reason why it was so surprising to them at that point. But it wasn't the name that was on them boxes. And also, at the end of the movie, when the people were flying out, just remember, all the Americans rescued was loaded on the first plane, while our men waited for the second plane that never showed, and they had to actually pay to get it set up to pay to get them flown out. We have dead soldiers on the ground, covered up, who gave their life, and our people back here couldn't even send a plane to pick them up. Had to use a foreign plane. All over politics. God bless the men and women who never made it out of Benghazi. God bless the ones who did make it out of Benghazi. I know it's a heavy burden as they think back of that night on the way it went down, to see our ambassador drug across the compound lot, beaten and burnt to death. And to know they had no support of the United States government back here because they were on a stand down. All except our heroes that left the CIA building and come up there, but only to come home to lose their jobs because of the cover-up. Chris Pronto and your brothers, you are heroes to me. Marines, Navy SEALs, snipers, it don't matter. It don't matter who you serve for. You are heroes to me. You're the ones that put the dirty work in. You're the ones the American people should be supporting. You're the ones that the American people should be standing behind. And instead of arguing over hard drives and all this other stuff that's going on in our government, how about standing behind our military? How about our men and women overseas right now that's in the midst of going into battle? How about them? How about these news channels like CNN and the rest of them who want to do all this political he say, she said stuff? How about putting your cameras overseas and let's see our men and women over there to see how they're doing? How about them? Why don't we see this? Because there's too much fake news out there. Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it plain as day. Fake news. Report some real news. Report our men and women overseas. That's what we need to do. Report them. Report on the ones whose son or daughter or their daddy or their mother is overseas and not here with us. Or down at the border. Yeah, how about giving us some info on them guys, the ones who's putting their lives on the line, just like our police officers and our firefighters. You know, show a little bit more about these people. Give these people some credit. Benghazi was something that should have never happened. And like I said before, it was all over political careers and money. And to me, anybody and everybody involved should have been treason. We lost American lives over your stupid mistakes. But nobody will fess up to it. They want to be voted into office, but they don't want to stand up and they don't want to fess up to what they did wrong. And that's the problem. I don't care what side they're on, whether they're independent, Republican, or Democrat. I guess you'd call me military, because that's who I stand behind and that's who I support. Our men and women who actually do the work, not the ones that sit on their fat ass and tell everybody to go do something. The men and women who mean something. Number one in my book. Guys, God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to watch Benghazi, 13 Hours. The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. And don't forget to look at them little spots that I pointed out. When they go into the cache and they find the weapons, use your own opinion and your own mind. Alright? And just imagine what was on them crates that made them surprised, okay? That was changed in the movie. And at the end of the movie, the tail wings of the plane, alright? The ones that picked our soldiers up and our fallen brothers that was on the ground, the marking on the tail wing was Libyan. Alright? There was 2 planes. But anyway, make sure you look for that in the movie. And that's about pretty much all I can tell you about the Benghazi incident and how disgusting it was that they had no support and we lost senseless lives over political gain and money. And it's hard to think about, guys. But look, God bless you guys. Thank you for joining me on this edition of House of Blackout. Guys, I don't know if you remember, but a couple weeks ago we ran out of heat in the building here. Our funding's pretty low, and we did not have all work on Blackout is halted. We did this movie today. We got a little propane heater here that we're using. We're actually waiting on some funding to come in to get oil to get heat in the building again. It's tough times, but I'm going to try to keep going here. Try to keep bringing you the videos, and as far as the work on the truck, until we get heat in the building, I can't ask people to come in and do work on the truck until I have it to a temperature that I don't need people getting sick over this. So guys, please remember, right now donations is a big part of what we're waiting on. And please visit www.blackoutinc.org. There's a donation button at the bottom. We can use all the help we can get. Try to get some heat up in here and to bring you more shows. My next show, I'm researching right now on World War II. I'm doing some research on World War II, and hopefully on my next edition of House of Blackout I can have you a series of World War II, and hopefully I can have you another memorial vehicle in here as soon as I can get somebody available get them in here so you can see their memorial and let them talk to you about why they built it and what's in their heart. And can't wait. I got some interesting people coming up, including Dominic Brown, my radio man up in Greencastle. He'll be coming back on the show with me. I can't wait for that. Him and a couple others are going to talk about PTSD and some times of the service that they went through, and I can't wait. I am pumped. I'm pumped. I want to learn more. I want to hear more, and I'm hoping that that we can bring you guys a lot more. God bless you guys. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share this. Remember, 2 things, very important. Well, actually 3. First thing, donations, so I can get some heat up in here. Second thing, Christmas cards and thank you cards. All right? Christmas cards and thank you cards for our vets across seas. My goal is 10,000 cards. And I'm going to have the Berkeley County schools, the kids, stuff the envelopes, sign the cards, okay? Or if you want to do them yourself, send them already stuffed, okay? 10,000 thank you cards and Christmas cards that we can send out overseas to our men and women. All right? And our last thing, I asked for 1 million set of eyeballs to see these shows, to learn about our veterans and why it's so important to do what we're doing, why we're taking even the time to do what we do, because we honor and respect our men and women who never come home and our men and women who did come home. Respect them all. Don't forget to thank a veteran. Don't forget to take that second, walk across, shake the man's hand or the woman's hand, and say thank you for your service. Don't forget to do that. God bless you. We'll see you on the next episode, The House of Blackout.